Mr. Jordan Poole, the man who got Superman punched by Draymond Green at practice. When he cocks that thing back, he cocked back from Africa, bro, and landed right on homeboy's chin. Bill Laimbeer takes him out, right? Takes him down. Larry Bird reverses the position and just immediately starts hitting Bill Laimbeer with nasty ground and pound. What's good, Five fans? Back with another video today. Hey, yo, if you like basketball, especially if you watch the NBA, you're going to enjoy this video, bro. Today, we got which NBA players will make good MMA fighters. Pretty self-explanatory. Let's get straight into the video. First person we got on the list, Mr. Ron Artest. The first time I ever seen an elbow, the spinning elbow, vicious elbows. I mean, if y'all see this picture right here, the way he cocked this elbow back and hit James Harden, bro, they said James Harden got hit so hard that his beard fell off. Like, this is one of the cleanest elbows. This is a John Jones level type elbow. I mean, the force he put on it, it's like a no-look elbow. Like, look at the picture. He wasn't even looking at James Harden and still connected right on James Harden's cheek. So yeah. The next thing, he fought fans. So this man's not ducking no fights. He doesn't care if you're a civilian. He doesn't care if you're, NBA player. He's down to fight. And the last thing I want to say, he was a great defender in the NBA. So he's got very long arms, which means a nice reach, you know what I'm saying? Strong hand, giant hands. So I bet you he could put some. He wouldn't be pillow handed like some of these other NBA players. He probably have some pop in his shots, you know what I'm saying? Moving on to the next one. We got Mr. Rudy Gobert, man. Mr. Rudy Gobert. Every time I see this picture of him and Draymond, bro, I die laughing. Okay, he's a Frenchman, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna go ahead and take your MMA fighter stock down. You got bad jiu-jitsu. You didn't know how to escape the rear naked choke when Draymond was choking the shit out you. Here's another thing though. Like, if I'm Rudy Gobert, I gotta fight Karl Anthony Towns and Anthony Edwards after this. They literally are just watching Draymond put him in a headlock, bro. Insane work. Like I said earlier, he's French, so he trained with Cyril Gane. This probably explains why he could not escape the guillotine, because Cyril Gane literally tapped the John Jones front headlock guillotine in like the first 10 seconds. So the last picture right here I got, he's over here fighting teammates. So like, if you're trying to be an MMA fighter, you're gonna have to train in the gym, right? He's going to be trying to fight his gym partners just because they're piecing him up more than he's actually trying to fight his opponents. Yeah, Rudy Gobert would just be a horrible MMA fighter. And speaking of the devil, Mr. Draymond Green, bro. The funniest, before, I know this is off target, but before we start, the Dave Chappelle joke.
Her name is Rachel. I can't believe in that name. If you want my support, you're going to have to change your name to the blackest shit I've ever heard. But you're going to have to change your name to Draymond Green.
All right, starting off, he was a submission threat. If we go back to that picture, look at the headlock technique. He's got his forearm buried underneath the chin. Good. He's pulling on with a nice, what do they call this? A gable grip. He's got a nice two-hand grip. He's tapping out. You know what I'm saying? Perfect. Great. He's always going to be a submission threat. That's just a great technique. Next, Draymond's one of those guys that's going to impose his will. Draymond's not the most talented. Draymond's not the most skilled. Draymond's not the most athletic. But you know what? He's like a 4-time NBA champion. He's made a career doing what he does. So he's going to be one of those, you know what I'm saying, Benoit Saint Denis type fighters where he's going to impose his will. Always push forward. He's gonna put a pace, kind of like a Marab type, like not the most skilled, but just the will to win, man. If you check out the top picture right here, he's got the Nate Diaz slap. I mean, connects right on the ear, ringing everything in Yusuf Nurkic's head right now. And the way Yusuf Nurkic reacted to this, you'd have thought he got punched in the face. And then also, he's a crafty vet. He's been in this game a long time. Look at these crafty nut shots he was using against Steven Adams back in the day. Sometimes when UFC fighters are getting their ass kicked, you got to throw in that crafty nut shot. Stop the fight. It's going to slow your opponent down. And it's just very smart to do. And next, this boy has perfect technique Superman punch, which I'll talk about in the next slide. Mr. Jordan Poole, the man who got Superman punched by Draymond Green at practice. So first of all, Jordan, if someone walks up to you, you got to get in a stance, man. You got bad head movement. I think it might be a little bit of lack of awareness, but for you to get Superman punched by Draymond, get knocked out cold, slumped over, you kind of chinny, man. I'm just curious. That's why I put good trash talker. I'm just curious what Jordan was saying to Draymond to make Draymond Superman punch him in an NBA practice. It is crazy. And the last thing, this is kind of a good thing for Jordan Poole. When he sees baddies sitting courtside during his games, he always turns up. and like plays a lot better. Except when Ruby Rose came to Except when Ruby Rose came to see him play and he sold her parlay. That shit was hilarious. Jordan Poole seeing these ring girls ringside, bro. And I know Jordan Poole, especially going like homegirl all the way on the right here. I don't know her name, bro, but she, what's that song? It's that Luar Lele and Al song. It's on nobody. He's a good trash talker, which you need that for MMA, and he's gonna turn up once he sees the ring girl. So that's kind of like two positive, two negative. So he'd probably be an average fighter. Larry Bird. Let's talk about Mr. Bird, Mr. Indiana. Larry Bird was the original cold out white boy. Now, growing up hooping, if y'all ever seen a white dude that could like hoop low key, he's always the cold ass white boy. But Larry Bird was the original cold ass white boy. If y'all go back and watch Larry Bird's highlights, like it wasn't like just all hype and gas. Like he could actually hoop. Like he just had it all, bro. Larry Bird was the whole package. This man was an S tier shit talker. I guess they had put like another white dude on Larry Bird. And Larry Bird turned around and looked at the coach and said, "You really gonna disrespect me and put a white boy on me?" Another thing, he's tough as fuck. He played in the 80s era, bro. Look at this. Like him and Julius Erving Lilly choking each other out in the middle of a game. He played against Bill Laimbeer, and we'll talk about him later in the video. Bill Laimbeer takes him out, right? Takes him down. Larry Bird reverses the position and just immediately starts hitting Bill Laimbeer with nasty ground and pound. I'm also going to say he's got a granite chin too, because in that picture, Charles Barkley and like another teammate come up behind Larry, start choking Larry out, and Larry Bird and Dr. J just sitting there playing Rock and Soccer Ball, piecing Larry Bird up, and Larry Bird is eating him. So shout out Larry Bird, man. I think he'd be like an A tier MMA fighter. All right, let's talk about my boy Charles Barkley. First of all, he's got a Poeton, Alex Pereira type left hook, bro. I mean, I'm gonna play the clip, but when he cocks that thing back, he cocked back from Africa, bro, and landed right on homeboy's chin, and he dropped. But the funniest shit was he hit him with his forearm, bro. You gotta love the era of NBA when they have plumbers and truck drivers in the league, bro. Next, he has great control. Like I said, like there's the picture right there. He's controlling Larry Bird when Dr. J's just sitting there teeing off on him. Charles Barkley's like a DC type of fighter, really good at throwing his weight around.
Now it's problem. Now we understand top level.
You know what I'm saying? DC always says you gotta lean on him, slow him down. Charles Barkley's a big boy. I mean, he'd be fighting in that light heavyweight division like DC. So great control. Funny as hell, bro. Charles said, you know, Abraham Lincoln, my favorite president, right? And then, you know, Kenny and Shaq and them are gassing him up, talking about
Why? Because if it wasn't for him, we'd be calling Ernie Boss.
And lastly, Charles Barkley, like I said, he's one of those DC type wrestler types, control type fire. His great takedowns, and we're gonna talk about this in the next slide. He took down Shaq, bro. He's got Shaq's legs up in the air. This is Charles Barkley. Shaq goes for the guillotine. Charles Barkley fights off the guillotine, picks him up, and drops him. And the thing that led into this fight, they like pushed Charles, then Chuck threw the ball at him. Shaq walked up to Charles and just no technique, just threw his left hand out, and Chuck slipped it. And that's how he slipped under, you know what I'm saying? Got the hands locked, picked Shaq up, and took him down. And that's what I'm saying. Shaq's got bad takedown defense. Another thing why Shaq wouldn't be a good MMA fighter is he's very sensitive. Anytime you say something to Shaq, he's going to be, oh, I got 4 of these. I got 4 of these.
You just admitted it in the interview.
But you know what? That's how I get down. That's what I do. And you know what I do? I bring championship. That's what I do. So don't worry about what I do. That's how I do it. That's how I get down.
NBA trash talk and MMA trash talk is completely different, okay? Since I've watched both sports, I can see the difference. And MMA is way more brutal than what these sensitive ass NBA players be talking about. So, and another thing, he's just got bad work ethic. I mean, Shaq's talking about, which I kind of like. You know, I like this mentality. He's saying, I don't gotta get ready for you bums. I get ready when I get ready. I get in shape in season, which I kind of like that mentality because they're just so much more bigger and stronger and dominant than everybody. But MMA, you can't be like that, bro. You got to be year round. You got to always be in the gym, working on your skills, working on your craft, bro. So that's why I think Shaq would be an L. Throw the L's in the chat, man. I think Shaq would be an L MMA fighter. Next, we got my boy Rajon Rondo, the last dude. Nothing brought me so much more joy than watching this game live, and I happen to be watching this game live. The last person that could really crack somebody in the NBA. I mean, he's just got a quick left hook. And you know how I said Chuck hit homeboy with the forearm. No, Rajon connected right on Chris Paul's jaw. And look at Chris Paul's reaction in that second photo on the right, man. Whew. Scrappy. He'd be one of, I think he could cut down, maybe be one of those lighter weight class fighters like a bantamweight, flyweight. He'd be scrappy though. He's very quick twitch, long ass arms, bro. Also, he's a dog. Kendrick Perkins told this story on All the Smoke. So like during the Celtics run, Rajon Rondo and Ray Allen had a lot of problems, right? This is back in the like late 2000s, right? And this is when NBA locker rooms were completely different. You remember in the mid 2000s, Gilbert Arenas is bringing guns into the locker room and shit like that. But anyway, the team could sense that Rajon and Ray Allen had problems, right? So they said, man, fuck it. Y'all put the gloves on. And Kendrick Perkins says Rondo put the gloves on and he wore Ray Allen's ass out.
No diddy.
Jesus Shuttlesworth, man. This is supposed to be Jesus. Ray Allen, man. Put them paws on him. And next, he's got a good chin. I mean, look, I know Chris Paul doesn't punch the hardest. Chris Paul's throwing that straight left. Rajon Rondo eating it for breakfast, bro. Like a donut. Like Charles Barkley eating donuts, man. Just ate it. I would say if I was putting Rajon in a tier, I would say I'd put him probably mid A tier, mid to low A tier. All right, let's talk about Ben Simmons. This soft, charming. You know, if Ben Simmons was in jail, he'd get thrown around like a pack of cigarettes. He's just mentally weak. Y'all remember when he literally that one season he just sat out and nobody knew why, and then he comes back to Brooklyn talking about he has mental health problems. Bro, you're a millionaire NBA player. I don't want to hear that shit. I've seen videos of these third world countries like India and the motherfucker when I was in Dominican Republic and we drove through the Haitian part of Dominican Republic and people motherfuckers living on the street, bro. You don't know what it's like. He has no idea what a tough man. I don't even want to get started with. He's soft, bro. He couldn't last in the real world. He lives in some fantasy world talking about he got mental. Man, get the fuck out of here. Another thing, he's always hurt, bro. Always. I can't even, I don't even, I don't watch basketball anymore, but I can't even remember. It was like 2 years straight he did not play, bro. Did not play 2 years in a row. Just he's worse than Anthony Street Clothes Davis. That's how bad. So there's no way you could be a MMA fighter because bro, MMA fighters go into every fight already banged up and hurt because of the training camp. So there's no way. Another thing, he has no work ethic. If he started out as an MMA fighter, he would never progress because he doesn't work on his game. He came in the league not being able to shoot a jump shot. 10 years later, however long it's been, he still can't shoot. He's like one of those those gym fighters that look good in the gym, but when the lights cut on, they can't fucking fight. That's what he is. Because you see every year Ben Simmons posting videos of him shooting threes in the gym, pulling up from half court, doing all this shit. But then when it comes to game time, he don't do none of that shit. I don't like Ben Simmons. Next, we got one of the OGs of the NBA, Bill Laimbeer, the original bad boy, and he was the bad boy Pistons leader. Bill Laimbeer had elite wrestling. The way he was able to grab hold of people and take them down in midair. Doesn't matter who. It could be Michael Jordan, who they called as the Black Cat. He's got nice, crisp boxing. You know what I'm saying? He lands that clean right hand. I don't know who the fuck that is, but Isaiah is choking that. I know Bill needs, you know what I'm saying, get the left hand up to protect himself, but just a nice follow through. I like how he's, you know what I'm saying, rotating with the punch. So he's got crisp boxing, and then look at this bottom picture right down here. Nice Muay Thai background. I think he grew up training Muay Thai. Got a nice collar tie clinch. The only thing he does, he needs to push his head down and bring that opponent's head down a little bit more so he can throw his knees. But all in all, Bill Laimbeer is a all-around MMA fighter. He's got wrestling, boxing, and Muay Thai. Bill Laimbeer's S tier. Next, we got my boy Matt Barnes from All the Smoke podcast, man. You know what I'm saying? He was the team bodyguard on every team he went to. Like, I know y'all see Mr. Fake Thug, Serge Ibaka, trying to act like he's gonna punch Matt, and Matt's just laughing at him. This happened because Serge had pushed Blake Griffin, and then Matt went up and pushed Serge. You know what I'm saying? So he's a team bodyguard, always looking out for his teammates. Also, I'm gonna put this clip in here. He has great wrestling technique. Something happened in LA. You know, he played for LA too, and he got into there was some kind of altercation. Coach came up from behind, right? Got the body lock. Matt's like this. So the coach has got Max back, right? With the body lock. So Matt did a great job of fighting the hands, breaking the grip, and then throwing him down. School of DC. DC always talks about how you gotta fight the hands, man. Matt Barnes did an excellent job of fighting the hands in that situation. Another thing, he beat the brakes off Derek Fisher. Now, I'll tell you a little background story of it. Derek Fisher was once Matt Barnes' teammate. Matt Barnes separates from his wife. D Fish comes on the scene, starts dating Matt Barnes' I think they're a divorced wife without telling Matt Barnes. So Matt Barnes FaceTimes his kids, and his kids say, I need to have DJ Academics tell the story. Basically, he says that this bald-headed dude, Derek Fisher's in the house. His kids say that, right? So Matt Barnes runs over to the house, gets past all the security, and whoops Derek Fisher's ASS in the backyard in front of everybody. And let me tell you where some of this rage comes from. He always had a chip on his shoulder. When you light skinned and got so-called pretty hair, pretty boy hair like he has, the brothers is gonna try you. I'm not gonna lie, bro. So I know he got tried a lot growing up, especially trying to fight to get into the league. People are gonna try him thinking he's soft. That's just like the stereotype. I mean, the stereotype might be true. I literally just got done ranting about Ben Simmons, and he fits right into that pretty boy category. I love an MMA fighter with a chip on his shoulder, bro, because you're gonna always want to have something to prove. And the last guy we got, and this is gonna hurt me, man, because Kevin Garnett, one of my favorite NBA players of all time, but Kevin Garnett is all bark, no bite. Kind of like who's all bark, no bite in the UFC. Kind of, he's a Patchy Mix. Kind of like a Patchy Mix. Patchy Mix talking all that shit, saying, "Oh, I'm gonna knock through. I'm looking through Mario Batista. I'm the real boogeyman." It's Kevin Garnett, bro. He's never gonna. He has nice ass trash talk, kind of like what Patchy Mix. But KG is way more savage. KG steps in the court and people will sub in talking about,
No, he just said he smelled pussy. What the fuck? What's up with dude?
but when it comes time to fight, man, like I'm gonna play this clip. This dude threw a beautiful, like basketball players got a good elbow connected right on KG's chin. KG eats it because he's got a granite chin. And then literally did nothing. Didn't throw no punch. I seen another clip of KG squaring up and he's running away. Like KG's all bark, no bite. I love him, one of my favorite players ever, but all bark, no bite. And then another thing, he's like low-key crazy. There's this clip, I'll put this clip in here, of him just walking off the court on a timeout and he's just punching himself in the face. And that's another reason why that granite chin comes in. So yeah, man, that's going to wrap up today's video. If you enjoyed the video and you made it all the way through, give me a like. If you're new and you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe to the channel. Also, comment down below which NBA player you think would be a good MMA fighter. I'll catch you on the next one. We out.
I'm him, I can tell you from the jump, I'm a different breed. Bought a new tech, free shot, no referee. I ain't gon' force, nah shit, I'ma let it be. White gold shining, diamonds red like the 7 Seas.